Hi everyone, welcome to Peak Ready from Prep to Profit. I'm Agat from Gelato's marketing team and I'll be your moderator today. This session is really about helping you make the most of Q4, launching products that sell using strategies proven by our creator community and ending the year strong. I'd love for you to meet the team first. Alyssa, do you want to go first?
Yeah, thank you, Agat. So I'm Alyssa Rivera. I am a product manager at Gelato. I have been with Gelato for 10 years, so this is my 10th peak. I'm excited to share which products will perform best in the peak season and show you how you can market them with our new Magic Mockups tool.
Great, and Andrew?
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Andrew. I head up community at Gelato Create. That means I work with our creators every day, so I'll bring their stories and insights into how they prepare for Q4.
And as I said, I'm Agat, helping guide you through today. Let's take a look at the agenda. So here's what's ahead. We'll start with why now is the time to prepare, then we'll cover winning products and strategies. We'll go through the holiday calendar playbook. Then we'll share a step-by-step guide of what's next, so your countdown playbook. And of course, we'll finish with some Q&A. So holiday demand has already started. I've picked up a few stats here that I think are mostly relevant, but about half of Halloween shoppers start before October. You have about 15% of Christmas shoppers start in September. A big stat that is going to be relevant here is that 50% of the average creator's revenue comes in Q4. On top of that, we have 73% of holiday purchases that are completed by December. So, the takeaway here is really if you wait until November, you're already too late. You really need to launch early. And in fact, our data shows that you can double your holiday sales if your store collections are live by October 15th.
Nice, yeah. And that's exactly what we hear from our creators too. Those who prepare early not only capture more revenue, but they also have a much smoother, less stressful holiday season. And speaking of creators, this week I sat down with Christy from At The Dot Design. She shared how she prepares her business for the holidays. So let's watch that pre-recorded chat. So welcome, Christy. Thank you for joining us and everyone here today. You are, of course, the founder, the artist, and kind of the powerhouse behind At The Dot Design. My words probably won't do your story much justice, so I'll hand it straight over to you. Can you tell us how At The Dot Design began and what inspired you to start selling your art as products?
Sure. So I started, I have a background in graphic design. I did that as an undergraduate degree, in the early 2000s. Date myself right off the bat. And then I ended up going into book conservation, which is a completely different field. But I always had this idea in the back of my mind that I would probably end up going back to art and design. And so, like most of the world in 2020, I was like, oh, now's probably a good time to take up some new hobbies and to really devote some time to this. So I started kind of learning more about creating repeating patterns, which I hadn't done before, and then started learning about putting my artwork onto products. And I have to say, at first, I was very I don't want a product-based business. I just want to license my art. So I want to rent my art out to companies and they can make the products. And then last year, I made a calendar and I had so much fun making the calendar that I have since completely pivoted my entire business. And now I make lots of physical products, and my artwork is really based in kind of these two areas. So, my background as a book conservator, I am really obsessed with history and books and all booky things and printmaking and all of that. And then I really, I love California. I live in California and I'm kind of obsessed with it. And so I love the nature here. It's so vast and varied. And so my artwork always kind of comes from those two places, meshed together. And that's really kind of the heart and soul of At The Dot Design, is this bringing together of old and new and the natural world.
And was there a moment that you realized that by launching these products, it could be an actual business for yourself?
Yeah. I think, when I first launched my calendar, I got, This is lovely. I got lots of sales from friends and family, which is fantastic and so nice. But the day I got a sale from what I call a real rando, like a totally random person who I don't know, I have no connection to, it's not a friend of a friend, it's nobody I've ever met. When that happened, I was kind of like, ooh, now things are getting interesting. And so then I had one sale like that, and then two, and then three, and then four. And so more of those started happening. And then it kind of goes from like, you know, it's lovely to have that family and friend support at the beginning. But once you can see that like someone who's not trying to support you in that same way wants your work, then it feels, to me, it felt viable. So then I felt like, okay, I'm going to experiment with other products and just kind of throw in spaghetti at the wall to see what people want. And that's kind of what I've been doing ever since.
Well, peak season's coming up. We've got Christmas approaching and other gifting holidays. From your perspective, what makes a good peak product?
Ooh, I think the thing I keep top of mind always is I want my products to be giftable. So I don't tend to make very many products that are like, you know, a Christmas ornament or something that's very, very holiday specific. But what I like doing is creating products that I know somebody will want to give to somebody else. And so a calendar is a great example of that. Like either you buy it for yourself or you have a friend. Like my calendar from last year is all Joshua Tree inspired. There's lots of people who are obsessed with the desert, believe it or not. And so if you have a friend who loves Joshua Tree and you happen to find my calendar, it's a great gift for that person, right? So that's kind of my approach to choosing like peak products. And the good thing about that approach is it works at the holiday time, but it works year round because people are always having to buy gifts. You know, you have Mother's Day and Father's Day and birthdays and all kinds of celebrations. And so if you're creating something that's giftable, then you can potentially sell it all year.
Marketing for peak in kind of the holiday season starts earlier and earlier every year. Do you think any of your kind of content strategy or your marketing strategy changes when it comes into the holiday season?
Definitely. I mean, I definitely talk about my products more during this season. I'll say what I'm doing right now and what I've been doing for the last month is I'm making sure I have found that Pinterest brings a lot of traffic to my store. And so I'm putting out lots of pins the last 2 months. So I'm planting the seeds now so that hopefully they will germinate and grow into something this winter. I think that's something that's really, for me, has been very helpful. So I think, you know, being prepared, which is, it's hard. Like we just finished August and I know like I've started making plans for Christmas, which feels hard for me. And so I think, but the more you plan in advance, the easier it's going to be when you get close to Christmas because it, you know, our lives get wild in that time of year. Like we have lots of obligations and lots of things we're working on. But at the same time, I know for my store, I make over 50% of my revenue in the fourth quarter. And so I want to like put as much forward as possible. And that means I'm already writing my emails for, you know, November and December. It's kind of, the more you can prepare, the better. I know it's really hard. But yeah, I think that would be my number one piece of advice.
So when someone buys a calendar or another product from your shop, do you ever try to cross-sell or upsell other products like art prints and matching designs?
Absolutely. So what I have started doing is in my listing photos. So for my calendar, I also sell this set of stickers that are like, they're little like corner stickers. So they fit in the corner of the box and they say like appointment or vacation or whatever. And so in my photographs of my calendar, I make sure to have those stickers in the photo. And that way somebody's like, oh, and they, you know, they match the calendar. It's all very aesthetic. And so when somebody sees that photo, they kind of think, oh, what's that other thing? And then inside of my listing, I have a link to that product. That's probably the most blatant way that I am upselling. And then also just in my listings, I will put, because like I said, my calendar is about Joshua Tree. So then I also put links to, art prints that are in the same genre. And, that way they can kind of look at all of the work that maybe fits in that like giftable category, or that I'm buying a gift for myself category. So they can see what else I have in the same kind of realm.
What has been the biggest challenge in scaling during peak that Gelato has helped you overcome?
I mean, for me, it's the whole concept of print on demand. It means that I'm not doing the fulfilling, so I have more time to interact with customers if they need help. I have more time to create more products, because sometimes I do, like in the middle of November, I'm still adding products just because why not? So I think for me, Gelato helps in that way, where it kind of, it does the thing that I signed up for it in the first place, is I don't want to be my own warehouse. I don't want to be my own printer. And you guys do a great job at fulfillment. And I will say I've never had a customer come back and say, my print was damaged, or there was something wrong with, the product that arrived, which is really great. But also my friends who have had that happen, Gelato has been like really good about quickly responding and like sending out a new item and, kind of making it right. So I think that's been really nice as well.
And final question, we're nearly at the end. What encouragement would you give to someone just beginning their print-on-demand journey today?
I would say take your time. What I have found in my own business is things happen slowly. And so you might put a product out there and in your mind it flops, and that's because nobody buys it. But even I've had plenty of products like that nobody has ever bought. But I learned from that. So what I learned was, okay, maybe that particular artwork wasn't the right artwork. Maybe I didn't market it well. Maybe I didn't have the best photos. I really think of the whole thing as a big experiment. And so I think just keep going, which I know is really hard when you're not seeing the results that you want to see. But I'm a real believer in consistency and just keep trying. And eventually, like my calendar, I had lots of products before the calendar that didn't do so well. And then this calendar was kind of the thing. And so now I'm making another calendar this year and I redated last year's calendar for next year. So you can definitely find those products that are going to work for you. And yeah, keep going. And I know that that's not easy to do, but I think it's the best advice that somebody gave me at some point. And so I'm always trying to pay that forward to other people and encourage them to keep going and keep trying.
Well, that's amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Christy. And I think everyone should check out @the.design, your YouTube channel as well, your store online and Etsy, etc. So really excited for peak for you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, yeah, thank you for that, and thank you to Christy. If you want to check out Christy's store, it's @the.design.com, and she's doing amazing work on her store and YouTube, so check that out.
Thank you for sharing. I love Christy's designs. I can't wait to get a couple for my own walls this Christmas season. Always super interesting to hear directly from one of our creators. It's really what brings us a lot of joy every day. Now let's talk products. So let's talk about the products that consistently deliver results in Q4. These are classics, the cards, calendars, photo books, and there are reasons why they work so well. So what are our top 3 product bets this peak season? Let's talk about cards. Cards aren't just sales, they are really brand distribution. One person buys 10 cards and your designs reach 10 more households. And inside is a message from someone that they love. That is absolutely powerful. Calendars are visibility engines. They stay on the wall or on a desk all year long. Your customers are going to look at them every single day, making them a great long-term product. And photo books, one of my personal favorites, they're emotional. They mark big life moments. Why do people make photo books? It's because they had a wedding, they went on a great trip, some travel that they want to remember. Maybe they even had a baby. And once someone makes one, it often sparks follow-up orders. Framed prints, thank you cards, anniversary gifts, maybe even t-shirts for the newest family members. And they ramp differently. So when do you want to start adding these to your stores? Cards are selling early. We sell packs of cards, so you're going to want to create these packs of cards early. Would start September, October. Calendars start peaking in November. People want them before the Christmas season so that they're on the walls by January 1st. But photo books, they stay strong late into Q4. They're something that can endure a little longer. So that mix can give you opportunities throughout the entire season. Now let's talk about cross and upsell. This is one of the most important strategies that you have as a creator and as a business owner. You want to make every single order count. Your customers are in your store and they're actually emotionally invested when they design something. And that's the perfect opportunity to offer more. Okay, now let's make every order count. Your customers are already in your store. They're already emotionally invested when they're designing something. That's the perfect moment to offer more. So, for example, take this design. By the way, I love it as a tired mom myself. So you can put it on multiple different products. You can put it on mugs. You can put it on a pack of cards. You can also offer a t-shirt. People who love your designs may want to see it on more products or gift it to different people with different needs. Or how about a calendar? Bundle it with a card set. These are small suggestions that can significantly lift basket size. We've also got upsell. For example, we can take our standard ceramic mug, which is loved by many customers, but we can also offer a premium magic mug that reveals the design when it's filled with hot water. So just a little bit of a delightful experience that you can add into the basket experience.
Yeah, and I think as well, it's not just about revenue there. Customers love a complete experience. They really feel like you've created a thoughtful package for them when you're able to cross-sell and upsell, which ultimately builds trust and loyalty, and in return customers as well.
Exactly. Cross-selling and upselling gives you a timing advantage, an experience advantage, a revenue advantage, and a psychological advantage through urgency and exclusives.
Now let me show you how to bring these strategies to life with Magic Mockups. With a few clicks, you can create branded visuals for multiple products, from mugs, calendars, cards, apparel, all consistent and ready to use across your store and marketing. Okay, I'm excited to demo for you Magic Mockups today. We built Magic Mockups as a tool so that you can create completely personalized on-brand mockups without having to resort to expensive photo shoots or mockup templates that don't suit your brand. So I want to show you some of the creative mockups that I've already made. For example, for this BMX tee, I created a beautiful design of a BMX rider going over a hill, and I'm going to create a mockup to complement this. So what I'm going to do is select the product from the store. Let's go ahead and pick that same t-shirt. Now, in addition to a lifestyle mockup, I need something that's a little bit more of a flat lay. This is something that's really typical of Etsy, Shopify, e-commerce stores. We want to see the product on a flat lay. So I don't think that cozy flat lay really fits the bill, so I'm going to put in a new prompt. You can put in whatever you'd like here, just get creative. So flat lay design with a bike helmet, flat lay on an industrial with a bike helmet and other gear around the t-shirt. Let's see what we get. Looks great. I love that. It's added the t-shirt, some gears, there's our helmet, and we got some gloves. So that looks really cool. The wrinkling looks really true to life, and the the way that the light hits the t-shirt is just fantastic with the shadowing. So I think this looks great. I'm going to go ahead and add this mock-up as well. So then I have not only my lifestyle mock-up, but I also have my flat lay. Now, similarly, I created a flat lay earlier for this baby onesie. This is a really popular product. People are looking for cute things for their babies for the holidays. So let's go ahead and create more of a lifestyle one. I'm going to go ahead and select the onesie, and I'm going to say onesie should be on a baby sitting by a Christmas tree, taking in the holiday spirit. Let's see what it gives us. Now how cute is that? We've got a little baby surrounded by the holidays and looking up, looking like it's really excited for the gifts that this baby's gonna open on Christmas morning. I'm gonna go ahead and add that to my store. And you can see I've already created some mugs and some beanies. So really you can do this with such a wide range of products and whatever sort of prompt you want. Now I'm going to show you quickly also how to add this into a product that you're adding with the product publishing flow. So for that, you just go to the product catalog and let's create a poster. I'm going to go and select, this is a very popular poster this time of year. So I'm going to go ahead and add it to my store. Now I am going to add a personalized design. This is something that we created with the personalization studio. The customer is able to make the figure, the mother in the middle, look personalized however they want with hair color, hair style, etc. So this is something that's been created especially for a special family member. So continuing on to the details, I can actually generate product titles and descriptions also with AI, which is a great feature. And I'm going to just go ahead and put in personalized mother's moment of calm poster. Let's see what the AI gives us. I'm just aware that it's not showing up the mockups again, even though I just tested it. I don't know what's going on. Let me add it to the Shopify. Shopify. Okay, let me just go. I'll start from the product catalog if that's okay. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what it looks like when we add a product via the normal publishing flow. So I'm going to go ahead and pick wall art. Posters are such a great product to sell during the holiday season. This is one of the best-selling products, just great quality paper. People love it. Let's add it to our store. All right, I'm going to go ahead and use a personalized design that was created by someone on our website. We use the personalization studio to allow the person to personalize the figure in the middle so it can make the person look like their mom. So they've gone ahead and done that, and we're going to go ahead and create the mock-up for this. I'm going to go into the Magic Mockups here. You can also select one of the pre-created mockups. We want to put this in a cozy room. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm also going to add that we want it to be close up on the poster. And I love this. This is just so pretty. It looks so calm. I love how the light from the window is coming through, and the poster looks just right at home there. And since this is a personalized product, this is something that will really connect with the people who are creating it. So really happy with that. I'm going to go ahead and add the mockup. Now, I'm going to quickly show you that we can also create AI-generated product titles and descriptions in the same flow. So we can call it Mama's Moment of Calm Poster Personalized Design. And we generate the product title and description with AI. Let's see what it gives us. There we go. It's taken out some of the most important parts of the product description. So things like the paper finishing, the paper weight, things that are important, but also some more evocative text like discover serenity with this poster designed to bring peace and tranquility into your space. It also comes with suggested tags, which is super useful for those of you selling on Etsy. Let's go ahead and apply. We can then set our prices. I'm going to just leave it as it is, continue to review, and we publish it to our store. So that will show up in a second. It'll be pushed straight to Shopify with the AI generated Magic Mockups, product description, and title. So there you go. Good luck with your Magic Mockups this holiday season. We can't wait to see what you create. The possibilities are as endless as your imagination and your brand. So get creative and go ahead and start creating mockups for your product pages, your social media, for your marketing ads, wherever you want to use them.
Thank you so much for sharing, Alyssa. It's great to see that in action. So now let's zoom out a little bit. The holiday calendar should be your playbook for the season. You really need to anchor around Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and Christmas, but you also can't forget about Halloween, Hanukkah, and Kwanzaa. The goal here is really threefold. You need to reduce friction, boost conversions, and maximize engagement. So reducing friction can look like communicating clear cutoffs, templates. You can also boost conversions with smart offers like free shipping or bulk discounts. You can also provide newsletters and sign-up discounts. And then you can also engage your past customers with seasonal drops, running social media giveaways.
So now here is your countdown to the holidays. We're now in September. That means we are 90 days out. What's happening now? You want to polish your storefront, create evergreen designs, and get indexed early. Next up, 60 days out. That's when you're going to want to run early promos, start growing that email list, and start warming up your customers for go time. November is when it really heats up. We're 30 days out. You're going to have to launch your Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals, start highlighting the urgency, and experiment with TikTok Live to tap impulse buying. Then we get into the home stretch. We're 14 days out, it's December, you're going to want to switch tactics and start pushing instant gifts and emphasize last-minute deadlines. And then, Merry Christmas. You want to keep the momentum going by promoting New Year designs, clearance offers, and upsells with gift cards. Don't forget about Q1, it's right around the corner.
I love how this breaks it down step by step. It actually gives you a plan you can actually follow in a timeline fashion.
Yeah, and I think with all this, it's really important to remember, especially when it comes to the last days, that 90% of all gelato orders are produced locally to your customers, and 90% of them arrive within 5 days of ordering. So that's a real advantage when you're capturing last-minute buyers.
So let's wrap it up with your action plan. We've 3 key moves here. You'll need to launch by October 15th. You'll double your chances of conversion, as we talked about in the earlier in the webinar. You need to use bundles to increase margins and create urgency. And you also need to anchor around Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and Christmas with clear cutoffs to lock in sales. But don't forget about the other holidays like Halloween, Hanukkah, and Kwanzaa.
Yeah, thank you. And we're going to follow up all of this with a countdown playbook, which we'll send to you via email and through our Discord community. This will really be your step-by-step guide to helping you win the holidays. So be on the lookout for that.
And keep personalization at the core. Your designs are special, and that's what customers love. That's what's going to make these products sell and keep your customers coming back.
That's our playbook for the holidays. But be on the lookout for that. But now we'd love to hear from you. We have a few questions that were sent ahead of time. So let's go and dive into those. So our first question is for Alyssa. What are some other Gelato features that sellers can use during peak season beyond Magic Mockups?
Our creators love the personalization studio. This is a piece of software that allows you to apply personalization directly in Shopify, for example, or Etsy. This means that you can take your designs to the next level by making them extremely special to customers. There's such a boost on conversion rate when people see their own special images or names on a product. So I definitely recommend checking out the personalization studios. We also have some really cool branding tools that I would encourage creators to check out. So these range from the ability to put your logo on the inner neck of an apparel product. That's a boost that a lot of creators really love, and that reminds customers every day about your brand. We also have things like brand packaging and branded inserts that can be added to wall art products. I would love to also point out that we have an AI assistant on that's currently in beta. So you can go into the Gelato dashboard and start asking for help. We have this, the AI agent will help you identify orders that you might want to find and take action on. So it's very helpful for order management during the holidays, but it's also there if you want to explore, for example, what products you can expand into.
Thanks, Alyssa. And I'll actually point out that our next webinar will be product focused. So you'll see a lot of these features showcased during our October webinar. So be on the lookout for that. Our next question is around, should you refresh images and thumbnails during peak? Alyssa, I want to take that one.
Yeah, sure. Peak is a really great time to refresh images and thumbnails and make sure that you're connecting with your audience and the time of year you're in. So we see many creators who are successful, first of all, just refreshing images to be in line with their brand and with current trends. So maybe you need it to look a little bit cleaner, more simple. Maybe you're looking to rebrand a little bit around this important time of year. But you could also take the time, for example, in that baby onesie example that we showed, to create something with a little bit of holiday flair that will really, push your images to the next level when it comes to seasonality. It's easy to do that with Magic Mockups. You can go ahead and download it and just refresh your images, be it on social media or in your product catalog.
Great, thanks for that. Our next question, I think we have time for about 2 more questions. Next question is, how much I discount for Black Friday?
Yeah, I can take that one. I think it's a really interesting one, and the stats speak for themselves. So apparel, especially around Black Friday, the average last year was about 23% discount. And I think what's also important around discounting around these holidays is that messaging needs to be clear. The volume that people spend and the speed in which they spend it on discount holidays is very quick. They don't have time for any mental gymnastics. You need to be very clear of your discounts in what you're offering. And also on channels like Etsy, discounting can also be a tool for visibility. So we know that Etsy's Cyber Week normally kicks off around between the 18th and 20th of November every year. Taking part in this event and discounting during this time means that Etsy is more likely to boost your listings up organically. So discounting is a really good tool to use.
Great, thanks. All right, so one more question. And I think we'll go with this one. It's a good one. I want to add frames to all of the posters I have. Is this something you can help me with?
That's great. Sounds like you're thinking about upselling. So that's a fantastic move. We've seen creators almost double AOV with average order value with moves just like this. So it's a wonderful thing to do around the holidays. If you want help adding frames to all of your posters, we do have some great bulk operations that we will add into the playbook. So we can help you. You don't have to sit there and add frames to every single poster listing. I've seen people with up to 500, 1,000 different listings. But AI and our automations can do that for you. We will include how to do that in our playbook.
Great. Well, that's all what we have time for today. But thank you all so much for joining us. I hope that you're leaving with a clear, actionable plan to win this holiday season. As I mentioned, or as we mentioned throughout the webinar, we'll share next steps. We'll share the holiday playbook that we mentioned. So be on the lookout for that via email. And good luck, and we'll see you next time. We'll have a webinar in October where we can dive into more product focused tools that'll help you really succeed this holiday season.